All right, we're starting out. I knew there was some Bondo in here, and I'm not quite sure. I think we're gonna fit this arch first and get it where it needs to be, and then use what we need to out of this. And I'll go more over why and what we're doing when we get there. But first off, from this trim line down, we're gonna DA all this old paint and Bondo and crap out so we know exactly what we're dealing with. So that'll also tell us how much we need out of this big main panel. So we'll go ahead and get this knocked down and see what's underneath. All right, guys, starting out here on Monday morning. I know I left off talking about the quarter panels. You can kind of see where I got. Right now I'm working on the pinion snub. So I'm gonna get this guy all cleaned up and we're gonna get it back in place, which is here. So we're gonna get that done. And then we're going to get this inner brace for the inside of the, goes between the seat braces and the trunk floor on the inside. If you watch any of the other videos, you'll remember me getting this out. So just got to get it all straightened up. And then once it's all, you see some of it's kind of mangled up. So we'll get it straightened up, cleaned out, and we'll get that welded in. Okay, holding off on welding this in right now, but I do have it cleaned up and ready for paint, or primer and paint. But I got this thing all straightened up, so it is ready to go in, which it goes between here and the floor panel. I'll have to get inside to do that, so that's what we're starting on right now. So get this thing in there, and what I'll probably do is get it into position, get all that stuff straightened around, get it clamped in, and get it tacked in place. And then we should be ready to go ahead and finish weld that thing in, and probably, you know, put some self-etch on it and a little bit of some rattle can paint just to help protect it for now. So we'll go ahead and get this thing put in, and then that ought to tie up a lot of the, you know, floor and trunk floor stuff, because that's pretty much the last of it. And these corner pieces should be in, I think, today, if not first thing tomorrow. So that means I can come back here and finish up this whole tail panel section. But for now, we'll go ahead and get on that. Okay, what we're gonna do first is get this fitted where it needs to go and see what I need to clean up along here for these lower spot welds. And once that's done, we'll kind of obviously clean that stuff all up with the 90, and we will go from there and start getting this thing welded in. Okay, I test fit the panel and got my area all cleaned up for spot welds down here. Just got to straighten up a couple spots on this piece right here, which you can see it's kind of, oops, there we go, kind of chewed up. So we'll straighten those out. And then I just have to fill in these holes on the tops, on the top portion of this thing, so I can weld through those holes into that and not obviously just go through it. So I'm going to fill those in, and I got to drill a couple of these out, because as you can tell, I didn't go through all the way. Got to drill a few of these out, and then we should be ready to weld this thing in. Okay, we went through and filled up our holes. So now we're ready to set it in place and get it tacked and welded in, and then we should be good to go. Man, that was super uncomfortable to weld in, but it was, well, it's done, it's in. That was some crusty metal, so it was pretty annoying to weld, but the brace is back in and it's good to go. Dust it with some paint to help protect it and should be good. All right, we just got all the original trim clips ground out since they were all rusted and stuck in there. So now that that's done, I'm gonna go through and clean up kind of, you know, where this trim line was. So that way we have a good surface to weld to, as well as we know what's underneath that, which it looks pretty original. I don't think there's any filler from the top portion up. But it's worth it to get it cleaned up, so then that way that's already done. You got a good surface to weld to. We're gonna hold off on the quarter stuff. I'll probably insert a couple clips of me knocking some Bondo out of this area and whatnot, but we gotta hold off on them right now because one of you guys, specifically Chevelle Ranch, mentioned that he had tried some of these arches and didn't work with his 55 with running around a 29-inch tall slick. And we actually have an old school set of pie crusts next door that were off an old dragster that a friend of ours had. And they fit the arches, but yeah, as for positioning them where they go on the quarter panels, we won't be able to get the car to sit down like we want with that size of tire. And that's kind of close to what we're wanting to run. So I think they're 28.5s. So we're gonna be sectioning those arches up further to get them where we want them. So we'll kind of have to manipulate those pieces and probably, you know, hand make a couple sections, but we'll take you guys along for that when we go to do that, which will probably be next week. So look for that video sometime probably mid-end of next week with that. But also something else I didn't show you, since I showed you I got the latch stuff in, I didn't even show you that I actually got the trunk working. So pretty stoked on that. Works pretty decent. This old latch, I need to kind of lube it up again and whatnot, but yeah, latch is pretty good, works good. And this stuff was supposed to be in today, but I'm going to assume tomorrow. So probably going to come in tomorrow and take off on that stuff and see what we can get going. Hopefully those parts get in. And we got the trim clips all out, so... Oh, also got the inside, got some paint dusted on it, so that support piece is in and all tied back in. But this one will probably be short, not super interesting, just because we're kind of in limbo with waiting on those parts for the tail panel. So hey, we really appreciate all the views, and we're about ready to hit 500 subscribers already, which is pretty cool. I'm glad everyone's enjoying watching it. So yeah, just keep liking and subscribing and share our videos. I mean, helps us out and it's a lot of fun. And I'll have an update on this 72 Nova soon as well. Won't be anything too crazy, but hopefully within the next couple weeks we'll have something on it. So yeah, that'll do it.